Well, boys, welcome to the Theodore Roosevelt. We're about to take off and do a little bit of seed with our AGM-88s. Got the plane already set up here. Bingo set to 3500. Got a whole pile of SAM sites. We're gonna go smoke, hopefully without dying. We're gonna hit up this little area around here, this little island. Got a few bandits in the air, but they shouldn't provide too much issue. So let's get rolling. Mayhem rolling. I love the super carrier. It's so cool. This is the Syria map. Spread the wings. Let's get that going. Almost perfect. It should be down. Lock them. Launch bar down. Running some Canadian colors right now. Scoot forward to get the launch bar into the catapult. Launch bar up. We are in tension. Alright, final check. Yeah, we're looking good. Tires full up, wipe the controls, and give it a good old salute. Keep the flaps up. Hold the burner, and let's roll towards our target. HMD on. There we go. Over the horizon, about 62 nautical miles. So as soon as we hit 2,000, well, let's bring it up to 5. No one else is in this server. I get to do what I want. I could shoot at my own ships if I wanted. I would only get an error message in the top right being like, you shot at friendlies. I'm not going to do that. Because I am not a professional. I'm also not an ass.
Altitude.
130 miles away. Not concerned. Alright, let's start getting set up for the attack run. Ground mode. Master on. Select our harms. So our RWR is going to give us the codes for the different SAM sites that are going to be shooting at us. And then I've got a handy list here that have all the different relative codes, so I know we're going to go up against some SA8 geckos, so that'll be code 7. I believe there's going to be some dog ear, search radars, SR there means search, TR means track, STR, search and track. Yeah, there's going to be some dog ears, maybe a big bird if we end up doing really well. Here, this is going to tell me how close I am to my rings. Yeah, we got lots of space. So in autopilot, I can actually just give very subtle inputs to the stick, and then once I finish making slight corrections and adjustments, the plane just self-rights itself. If I want to hold my attitude in the plane, I can also set up, so radar altitude hold, so I'm clicking the autopilot button, radar altitude hold, barometric altitude hold, heading select, and attitude hold. So if I wanted to get in a steady climb, I can pull back on the stick a bit and then hit that top button, and then it's going to give me in a steady climb. So here we go. HQ, SHK, so HK is going to be a hawk. So these are all different RWR threats. There we go, HK, hawk. Okay, so there's a few different codes. So we'll see about that. HQ is an HQ7, 128, okay. And there's my SA8s. Let's get that information up on the HUD. So now I've got the codes there, as well as when I turn my head, my helmet mounted display also gives me the bearing of different radars that are active. Alright, we are approaching the target area. So we're going to reduce this down a little bit. Even my situational awareness page, or SA page, gives me, I've got an SA7, then U, I think is going to just be unknown for now until I get closer, but I imagine that's going to switch to an SA8. So I know I got an SA7, so let's take care of that. HQ7, 127. So I got my harms here. Go to menu, stores, select harms, pre-briefed mode, and we're going to actually pull the aircraft up, or the harm can do the pull up, but aircraft is a little bit better. We want to input on the UFC code target is going to be code 127. Enter. Station 8 ready. Target 127. And now we want to get just in range of this threat ring so that the SA-7 switches on and starts locking and shooting at us. Fuel's looking good. Reserve our afterburner. In the event that they send some bandits over here, airborne bandits. I only have a couple of missiles on me, so I'll have to haul ass back to the ship. Alright. We're going to get spiked any moment here. We're going to go ahead and turn. Nine miles away. That is very close. Just want to loiter around.
Altitude. Altitude.
So that's my target area. Yeah, I can see a few ground targets hanging around. So the RWR functions as the farther out the icons are, the less of a threat they are. So essentially it's like a, I got words for it, but low, medium, and high, critical. Or I think it's like low, critical, and lethal. Something like that. Nothing spiking me yet, though. So we're gonna, so this is my, essentially my shoot queue, or it's sometimes called the bomb fall line or the ASL. It goes by a few different names. So entering the threat ring. We want this thing to start shooting at us. Yeah, just inside the threat rings. There we go. We have the SA-7 locking us right now. Just gonna turn away, get a little separation. Altitude and get out of the clouds. Because I need to be able to see when these things shoot. Double check, master on one. Yep. Arm says ready. Even the fact that it's just trying to lock me right now, I could actually shoot. So we're going to try. I'm going to go for a shot here. So we'll dive. Altitude. If it fires at me now, this is going to lead me. And that way I can drive it in the ground. So here we go. Magnum. Explosion. Oh, they shot it down. Okay. Saw a little burst, puff of smoke there, so they have defenses. SA-7 is up. Might have to send in more than one. Let's try.
Altitude. Altitude.
If this doesn't work, I'm going to have to bring in some Mavericks, which are air-to-ground missiles that I can use my targeting pod for. So we're going to be right on top of that line. Back the speed off just a little. Go. Magnum. Keep shooting them down. Alright, let's try a different approach. We're going to go to self-protect mode. Then we're going to fire 2. And then we're going to have to rearm. Yeah, we're still okay. Bandits aren't engaging yet. So self-protection mode for the SAM, or for the HARMS rather, high-speed anti-radiation missiles, is that it will just lock on to the closest thing it detects. So the unfortunate part is that it could actually go for something friendly. But I know there's a bunch of stuff down here, so we're getting locked. Here we go. We're going to shoot the last 2. Magnum 1, Magnum 2. They have found 2 separate targets. We're defending.
Altitude. Altitude.
Drop some chaff while we're at it. See little bundles of aluminum that we're dropping back there. And we're going to bug out back to the boat. So, we need the boat. I want to turn our tactical navigation on, TACAN. Turn that on. Target, waypoint there. Let's give it a little bit bigger picture here. HSI, there's our boat. Box TACAN, and then, we'll just do a little barometric altitude. Set up ILS as well, which is our landing system, precision landing system. And our boat is channel 1. Just going to go ahead. Get rid of the squawk. Let's get in touch with the boat. Theodore Roosevelt, CBN 71.
Marshall, 407. Marking maps 285, 445. Angels 3. State 5.8.
407. Mother's weather is visibility 10 plus mile. Scattered clouds at 8,000. Altimeter is 29.53. Case 1 recovery expected BRC 192. Report see me at 10.
Alright, so 192 is our course line for landing. So I just hold the course line, right mouse click, hold it down, and then it gives me a course select where I can just key in. Or you can just right and left click on course line to manually move it around your HSI. And we've got right, set up. I'm just going to extend the range out of my helmet mounted display, and then give myself a HUD. In the event that the sun starts getting a little bright here, I've got a duplicate that I can hold down and look at there. Roosevelt. We are 32 miles out. 32 and change. And we can couple actually. So that our plane will just head in the direction of TACAN beacon. Let's go, couple TACAN. It's a good thing there's not too many buttons. Yeah, if you actually want to get this view, I can get rid of the pilot. And it's just, all this stuff actually works. All this. All those buttons you can play with. Volume knobs, switches, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, on the approach, I want to be a little bit lower, so we're still coupled to the boat. So my heading is going to stay consistent, but when I push the stick down a little bit, pushed it forward, and drop my barometric altitude holding heading. Yeah. I believe that's our boat. Once we get to 10 miles, we're going to key in CU at 10. If you see I'm constantly looking to my right, it's because I have a little menu that's out of the recording area. Running multiple numbers. Alright, we're gonna be at about 2,000 feet here for our rolling altitude. We'll switch to radar altitude. To radar altitude. As soon as you push the button. Low, bring it back up. You just want to slow way down. Alright, 10 miles.
407, see you at 10.
Now you guys can watch me butcher this landing.
407, update state, switch tower.
407, state 4.5.
So I'm going to grab the paddle switch, which disables my autopilot, paddle switch on my joystick. We're going to hold the pattern.
Tower 407, overhead Angels 2, state 4.5.
So when it says state, that's just giving
407, tower, roger, BRC 1902, signal is Charlie.
BRC 1902.
407,
192. Just to confirm. There we go. There's our baby. So we're going to do a full overhead brake here. We'll be holding about 330 knots. So we're going to use the mounted display. Don't need that right now. Get the mouse out of the middle of the screen. 1.2 to 1.3 miles away from the boat is about right. 1.4. We're a little far. And once we're about 5 seconds, once the boat's about 5 seconds past the wing, there we go. 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, 1,004, 1,005. Start the brake. So we can get into the upwind leg. I'm going to hang out just below the horizon, bring it down to about 1800. Probably a little far, we'll bring it in. Tighten the turn, there we go, right about 350 knots. So we'll level out for the upwind leg. So we'll do a 180-degree turn. Tight. That's okay. Check the deck. We're clear. Alright, a little slow. Go. And rock full back. And we want to keep about a 3G corner. And then as it falls below, like we're 260, 250, so now it's a 2.5 G pull, 2.4 G pull, 2.3. Just taking it real easy. Oh, I turned too far. I'm still not good at this. So we want to be about 600 feet, AGL. Give it a little juice. About 200 knots. So now I can drop landing gear, flaps to full. And now we're going to have our ball, there we go, our angle of attack. So I'm trimming my pitch. Trimming my pitch a little bit to try and maintain the ball in the middle to be in that E bracket. And then my rate of descent, a little more. And I want my rate of descent to be pretty mellow. Alright, here we go, turning in. So I just want to keep that ball a little bit below the horizon, 1 to 200 feet of descent per minute. We're at 150 right now, 180, 190, 200. That's a little high. Looking good, looking good. This is one of the better ones I've done. Ooh, we are almost on the money here. Here we go. Down, can't forget that. That would be a very stupid thing to do. I hate to have to do this all again. Now we're looking to aim for about 750 knots.
You're a little fast.
A little fast. And I'm using my throttle to maintain. If I want to power.
Wave off, wave off.
Oh, wave off. Ah, shoot. Gear up, flaps up.
Check gear, check gear.
Ah, that was looking so good. Alright, so we bring it back up to 600 feet. Man, that was almost perfect. That's one of the best ones I've done. Maybe it's just because I'm trying to impress you guys. Alright. Let's retry the downwind leg. So I'm still trimmed out, which is fine. So I want to keep it around 200 knots. That's about right. We'll bring it back up to 600 feet. Yep, 0.4, 0.3. That's why I set my radar altitude at 600 feet, or just below, so that when I'm doing this, if that alarm's going off, I know I'm coming in too low.
Bingo. Bingo.
Alright, my bingo fuel just went off. Still got lots of fuel. Okay, we're 700, 240. Alright, so gear down, flaps down. Oh, yep. Alright, here we go. Let's try it again. Move fast.
Bingo. Bingo.
I'm aware, thank you. Bring it up a little. That's a bit too much. Get a little low. Don't want to do that. Straighten out a touch.
Bingo. Bingo.
Ball, AOA. Adjust. Just a little more.
You're a little low.
Alright.
You're a little low. Power.
Bingo. Bingo.
Alright, let's hit it. Woo! Got it. Slack the cable. Cable returns. And there you go. Case 1 landing.
Bingo. Bingo.
I know, I know. Alright, awaiting wind fold, so I'm gonna lift the tail hook. Unlock. Doot doot. Go.
Bingo. 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 Bingo.
So we're gonna park, we're gonna rearm, we're gonna go back out. Jeez. Alright. You guys know best. Put me at the back of the boat.
Bingo.
Is this like
Bingo.
the short bus for pilots? Oh, there you go. I have parked. Rearm, refuel. So we're going to add a tank.
Bingo. Bingo.
We're going to fuel up. Get some of that shaft back. And we're going to go with something a little more spicy. Let's do a laser-guided Maverick.
Bingo. Bingo.
Yeah. Let's do laser-guided Mavericks.
Request
Bingo.
refueling.
Bingo.
Request
Copy.
rearming.
Copy.
Well, thus far, that was pretty successful. Alright, we'll just wait for the refuel and we'll catch you when I'm done.
Flight controls.
So, you see the map is getting loaded up. There we go. Big laser written on the side of it. 4 laser-guided surface-to-ground missiles.
Rearming complete.
Then I've got my targeting pod on the cheek there, fuel tank, a couple of Sidewinder, red missiles, and then one medium area missile. And we're back here, requesting launch. So we're ready, awaiting personnel. Might as well get my mirrors going. Go. Good news is I didn't absolutely bugger my landing gear like I did last time. Guess we're going off Cat 4. This is the nerve-wracking part where you're hanging your nose off. You gotta trust. That these guys have your best interests at heart. Let's take it real easy. As long as you get close. So down, lock, launch bar. Flaps to half. thing. Flight control system. My stabs are 14. That needs to be a touch higher. Let's do this. Wipe the controls. Salute. Gear. Flaps. And we want to stay below 500. I think it's 5 miles. Just to ensure if there was overhead traffic that's coming in for landing, that we don't interfere. So let's just get barometric going. Low altitude to 300 for now. Now we can go back to our SA page and turn the tag count off and this off and designate our again. Now we get to do something even more fun. We get to use our targeting pod. So, stores. We have Mavericks this time. Well, yeah, air to ground mode. Master arm on. Mavericks. So those are going to warm up. We want fuse to be instantaneous. Woo. Now let's give ourselves a little rating. So because we've designated that waypoint as a target, I can now bring up my targeting pod, slew it around, and lock a target. Gonna get rid of my body for now. So, targeting pod is on. I also want to arm laser that's built into it. So, our laser code is 1688. Let's get our Mavericks on there. So, there, code 1688, enter. So now our Mavericks will look for a laser code with 1688, which our own targeting pod will do. At the same time, though, as I recall, there is a JTAC overhead. Let's see if he's lasing anything. I think his 1686. 686. So now does see something. But search mode. There's a Reaper drone overhead. And it's just going to be locking onto things. JTAC F8. F6. So I'm just Tiger Surge, Kraz, Mayhem. So it's giving me a list of targets. HQ7. That's what I want. Blaze the HQ7 for me. Change a few of these codes. There we go. Then we want to uncage. Let it go into search mode. Go. JTAC is confirmed. Even though it's just text, there's no voice. So we're still about 15 miles out. Check. Master on air to ground mode. There's the report. Oh, there we go. Got a good lock. Maverick locked. Here we go. Rifle. he's lasing, I don't have to sweat the keeping a laser on target. Yeah, I could have brought infrared Mavericks, but this seemed like more fun. These guys just keep shooting down everything.
Altitude. Altitude.
Target destroyed. Yes! Good shack. Got a new target. Got a Shilka. Oh, there we go. Maverick likes it. Yeah. Here we go. Rifle.
Altitude. Altitude.
Dropping a little chaff just in case. Reducing altitude in the event they shoot. Yeah, I see smoke. So that's the first shack. Let's see if we get... Yeah! Good shack. Target 3. Turn it in. The F-16 would be a blast for this too, because F-16 can pull a crap ton of Mavericks. These are the big ones, but they make smaller ones for the F-16, so we can pull like a dozen of them. Wipe out an entire airport. Uncage the Seeker. Good luck. Rifle. Defending. Ooh, power lines. Shack. Caging the last Maverick.
Altitude. Altitude.
Got a good lock. Rifle. plumes of smoke there, and 2 plumes of smoke there. I think we're good. Nice. So, now that we're out of missiles, let's jump over to a targeting pod. And, yeah, we still have lots of fuel. Alright, I see what's going on. So what we're gonna do is so all these little guys gotta go. So let's get the area track. So now, that little dot yeah, there's some other stuff that's around here, but nothing that's going to shoot at me at the moment, so let's go in for a gun run. Stores. Okay.
Altitude. Altitude.
There could be absolutely something down here that shoots at me. Shit. That's not good. Chaffing, flaring. It's too soon. Yeah. So they still got missiles over there. Okay. Time to bug out. Back to the boat and rearm. Oof. Tracer fire. Ooh. Yeah. So we'll come back over with some laser guided bombs. Alrighty. I'll head back to the boat, rearm, and we'll catch you on the way back out. Alright, we are back in the air. We are loaded up. We've got laser-guided bombs, and we've got a monster 2,000-pounder right underneath the fuselage. Hell yeah. So, we've reached out to our JTAC. There is a Strela, which is a short-range IR SAM. That's going to mark with a red smoke rocket. So we want to find it and drop a big old chunk on it. So set up. So we've got we're going to do auto mode so we can fly level to drop it. Our electronic fuse is going to be instant. Our code is all set up. 1686. So now we need the floor plate, which is infrared camera. And then I think it's more the MPCD here that we're going to switch over to the SA page. Actually, before I do that, if we go to this, tag the HUD, I at least get all the RWR notifications. 40 nautical miles to target, so we're going to come in a little low. We've got the right camera as a sensor of interest. So there's my smoke. So let's zoom in here. Let's pop up on the pilot here. So, the sensor control switch is already soy for the right screen. So in the direction of the screen, this SCS right again goes from that to area track. So it's in search mode. Now I'm moving it to area track. One more time, point track. Now we've got it there. So throttle designator, switch depress, and then I can get a more specific point. As we get closer. And if I want to drop it, I can just sensor control switch right again. I can also just do a TDC press, and then it'll lock. If I do a point track, then it's actually looking for, that's a great point track. So, air to ground mode, master arm, it's still holding the point track. Let's climb. Yeah, you can see we're starting to drift a little bit, so switch again. Hold up. Good point track. Master arm is on. Laser is armed. Laser is now armed. Release in 15 seconds. Not to mention I'm going to be able to see rocket launch if that thing decides to shoot at me. 4, 3, 2, hold the button, release button. Pickle. Now I want to fly an offset. Make sure that my camera can still see it. works. 16 seconds to impact. 10. Did it not fire? Oof, just missed. My goodness, I didn't change the laser code. I am les dames. Okay, let's try it again. Yeah, such is the way. But yeah, Strelas are nasty up close, but if you stay above 50,000, usually you're alright. So we'll just head out away from target here a little ways, and we'll recommit. Currently our pod, you can see that little diamond there, that's the direction our pod is looking in relation to our camera, so it's looking at our kind of 5 o'clock low, which means it's looking back into itself, which is called masking. So yeah, we're not flying into range of anything else right now. So yeah, ideally like 12 miles when you're using a targeting pod is kind of nice, because when you're at a reasonable distance, it's a lot easier to get fine control of the camera. So now you can see the camera's looking at the fuselage of the plane as it's making the turn. Yeah, we stay above 16,000. So we still have the point track. The point track is still good. 60 some seconds to release. We're slowing down, which is why the counter's not counting down. So let's actually just quickly get barometric altitude hold. More. So let's punch way in. Designate the target. I also get a bomb fall line on this screen as well. Let's see, I got a little bomb fall there. So I can, even if I make little corrections, you can see. Seconds to release. We are, yeah, 15,000 and change. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and pickle. Zoom out a little bit. I can adjust that. Swing to the right a little bit, disable autopilot. Because yeah, this allows me to offset. Oh, it's looking at me. Ha! Shack. Nice. That is how laser-guided bombs work. Lasing new target, code 1686. Ooh, there's another Strela. Okay. So I've got my buddy lasing for me now, so I'm going to kill my laser and then activate laser search track. So we'll head back out. I'm just going to move the camera to snowplow. So it's just looking below my plane out in front. Pull the throttle a little bit because we're getting a little low in fuel. Because if we can actually clear out this airbase, then it'll allow us to land on that airbase, and then we can rearm there, which will save us a crap ton of time to clear out the rest of this island. So, let's just designate the airport. So in the middle there, looks good. These are 500-pound laser-guided bombs. You also have the ability to drop 1,000 and 2,000-pound variants. So now that we're making the turn, we're going to shift to laser search track. We're going to go here. UFC laser search track 1686. Enter. So now this is 1686, we're going to go to that. And boom, found the target. So we are 17,000 feet up, so our altitude's good. So now we don't have to worry about actually lasing the target. 34 seconds to release. Yeah, those things are nasty. The missiles that the Strelas shoot are small, so they don't go very far, but man, they're fast. Which is why if you're flying over a target area at below, right, here we go, fall line, and pickle. 10 seconds. Yeah. If that thing spits out a missile at you, you better be watching for it. Good shack. Yeah, Strela nicknamed the Gopher. Oh! And we've got lock. Someone likes me. So we are defending down in case someone shoots at me, dropping chaff.
Altitude. Altitude.
There's an SA-8 off to my left. So, yeah, kind of toying in the ranges of some of the other SAM sites. But I just want to get this airport clear first, because if I can do that, then I can rearm here, and then it doesn't take me as long to rearm, get back in the air, and wipe out the rest of these. So I'll head back out to sea, outside of the range of this other nonsense. And our latest research is still good to go. Still have a whole pile of these. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. Back into laser search track. A little low. So let's get back up. Yeah, got another target. Seconds. And pickle. I don't know where you are, but and back out of range. Shack. ZU-23. Then we got another Shilka. Oh, that's it. That was a Shilka. Alright. Coming around front of their pass. Doing a little quicker. So deselect laser search track. Laser spot track. So we're getting pretty close here. Let's try one a little more aggressively. So that's the search. Let's try to find something. Lazy new target, BTR. That thing is definitely shooting at me if I get too close. And since they're guided bombs, laser guided bombs, even if you pass the Q point, you just have to technically be in range. Just want to see the fireworks. Damn it. It might have missed. In all fairness, I might have overshot it. Best to let the bombs go when they're supposed to go. And we are approaching bingo fuel, so it would be really great. I'm actually going to reduce my bingo fuel a little bit because I think we can. I think we can take care of this with what we have left. 21 seconds. Five seconds, holding weapon release button. And pickle. Good hit. Yeah, got the BTR. Many left? 2 left. And then the big 2,000 pounder. What's liking us? This is an SA-9. Oh yeah, we're screwing that to SA-9 range. Let's get out there. I'll deal with you in a minute. seconds. Yeah, I'm not worried about this guy. He ain't shooting at me. Those other guys might. 4, 3, 2, 1, and pickle. Lovely. One more time around. BRDM. Alright. So I have one more laser-powered bomb, and then from there, I have an unguided bomb. Yeah, technically I could have brought a couple of unguided bombs. Alright. Let's bring in the big boy. So for this one, this is gonna... So before we were doing auto mode, which the F-16 and the A-10 would call CCRP, continuously computed release point. So it allows you to fly level and it will just calculate when you need to push the weapon release button. This is CCIP, continuously computed impact point. So this will show me where exactly. It'll do kind of the same thing because I do have a designated target. 4, 3, 2, 1. It's just, this is going to be a dumb bomb. So it's just going to fall where it may, but it's 2,000 pounds, so it's going to be tricky. There we go.
Altitude. Altitude.
All right, we're about RTB here. Let me quickly check the map. Metric altitude.
Bingo. Bingo.
So we're going to hold barometric altitude for a quick second. We're going to check our map. So this is the place that we've been wrecking. So there's still a handful of things here. Kraz. So there's our Reaper drone hanging out at 20,000 feet. So we got 5 more targets to take care of. But
Bingo.
go ahead and
Bingo.
get back to base. That'll be it for today's video. Thank you so much for flying with Mayhem Airlines, and we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers. So here's actually a last little note. So I am currently 41 miles out. I am really low on fuel. But there's a cool page in the F-18 called the F-Pass page. So menu brings you to TAC, then press menu again to support page
Bingo.
F-Pass.
Bingo.
This will tell me that at my current Mach, so currently my best Mach is to fly at 0.46, and that's what I'm trying to hang around there. But basically this will tell me that I can fly for 9 minutes and my current range will be 49. So currently I have 10 nautical miles of fuel past my range. So once I get to the carrier, I am going straight in for an emergency landing.
Bingo. Bingo.
But that is a really handy page to have. So it'll even tell you like your optimum range, you know, fly at this altitude at Mach 8.5, and then you'll be able to get 99 nautical miles with what I have left to 0 pounds of fuel. There's a bunch of other stuff there, but
Bingo.
I'm burning 13
Bingo.
pounds of fuel per nautical miles. So I've coupled my autopilot to the TAC can of the boat, and it is going to be a dirty landing, so might as well show you guys. I'll bring you back once we're under 10 miles. Okay. This is why I should have been a little more careful. I am
Bingo. Bingo.
under 300 pounds of fuel. I have 2 minutes of flight time left. And there's the boat. So we're just trying to very gently reduce altitude. Oh, boy,
Bingo.
I don't know if
Bingo.
I'm going to make this. Yeah, yep, calling it. Oh, geez, something died. I don't know which boat this is, but I'm landing on it. So we are...
Bingo. Bingo.
Throttle is at idle, and we're just going to try and coast this out. I don't know whose boat this is, but we're going to try and save this. It is one of ours. Fleet Carrier Group has like, I don't know, 5 carriers or something. Oh, 80 pounds of fuel left. This is so gnarly.
Bingo. Bingo.
Surprise, everybody! You're getting a visitor. If I'd actually thought this through, I could have reached out to the boat and done all that kind of stuff, but I'm still learning. 40 pounds of fuel left. Jeez, this is going to be gnarly. I don't think I've had a photo finish quite like this. I don't even know if I'll have the fuel to move the plane.
Bingo.
Come on. Shit! Come on! Come on! Give me... No. That was close. Hey, come get me! Oh, there's someone else. Well, everyone, thank you for flying Air Mayhem. We'll see you again next time.